off position. Then when you turn on, this light goes on, so that the battery is functioning. And then another thing is that hear that sound. You see that? So when you look at inside there, now I want you to see inside there where what is going to take place there. See that? So that's so that this starter motor won't start this machine, okay?
Well, after looking at that issue, now we got to find out why it is doing so.
But whenever your engine fails to start due to that sound, just check here of this bush. Guy, you see that play? So that play shows that this guy is not a good guy to start the engine. Now, let's open the guy, and then we sort that problem. But once you're tapping up down here, you got to tap by a tapping hammer. Don't use wrong appliance to open up here. Now I want to open up here direct so that we look at another issue, if at all he also is not okay. We have another bush here. So getting it out is simple, like that. And then this is a 8mm. This is a negative terminal to the solenoid. This is a positive terminal to the solenoid. And this is a key terminal. So the key turns on this starter motor just via this terminal, okay? And then this is a 13mm nut. Right there. So another bush is right in there. But this one looks to be smart, and I'm not going to tamper with it, okay? This one looks to be smart. I'm not going to tamper with it. Still functioning. Now here, I will clean these 4 terminals, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I pull here, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 terminals, I got to clean them. Then another thing is I got to pull out this plunger and do the cleanliness. Also here, you see here, so that. Here, so that. So I got to clean this area, and pulling out these ones is not a big issue. Just raise it up and pull it off. That way. So these are the 4 brushes. 2 are here and the 2 are just linked up from this area. Remember, this is a DC motor. It has a positive pole and a negative, so the two are negative and the two are positive, just that way. And then I'm going to clean up here, and what makes it not to function clearly, now here you can see, is that when these bushes are worn out and this coil tends to go to this bush, center it in between so that it can move free. But once it fails, just know that it has pushed all further one side, and then that forces it not to run. So plunger inside, but with the plunger being inside, still no issue, no big issue there. Wait, pull this one out, and it should be clean. You can see it is that. So we are going to clean it thoroughly, and then here we get our plunger. So this plunger keeps right in here, okay? Keeps in right here. Then to get it off fully up, we are going to open these two nuts to remove this solenoid, and then we will be right there to fit in even so it is spring tensioned. So when you pull this one out, it comes in this format, just like this. This is the spring tension, which is activated by the key terminal right here. This is the spring tension. It pulls in. In the process of pulling in, as it pulls in, it will be forcing the plunger to move front. You see that? So it pulls in as the plunger goes out to mesh with the flywheel, and it rotates. But now today's video was to fix, but I cannot just go ahead fixing minus telling you how these parts work. Okay, now those are the nuts, no worry. Now this is the point. You see this loose? So this loose is forcing our starter motor not to work perfect. So we got to remove the bush in, and then we fit in with another one. To check more about this one, I should also push in and rotate to see whether is there too much play. But the play in here is minimal, so we're not going to work about this. We're only going to carry these two parts, right? And then we head to the lens machine for further process. And then when we return, we will just organize these few things back in there. We have this guy, right? Okay, you see, even right in there we don't have an play, yeah, but it is rotating clear in there. We don't, even when I shake here, I don't have too much play there as it was before, and everything is tight in here. Even pulling it out is just hard, so pushing it in, it is rotating because it has to rotate freely, okay, like so. And pulling it out is also free, yeah, meaning this is the right bush. The best option is just rotating from here, just because this way I have not coded with another point here. But when I rotate this shows that the motor will rotate clear. Okay, now let's go and assemble. So during assembling, we have this pin which fits in here, and during engagement it rotates. Okay, you see that those splines, they engage in and rotate. I think you can see, just sliding it in, it is rotating. You see that? You see that? So that's how it works. And then push all further in. But before we push it further in, we have this guardian ring which keeps in here, and then we push it in. So it comes in like this. So this pin, this washer plate here is a gauge so that this plunger does not hit direct to the housing, because it is quite easy this plunger to hit the housing, just if at all I remove it and fix it direct here. You see that mess? So they tried to eliminate that mess, this plunger to meet direct to the housing, because it can eat it up. It hits strong, heavily, it comes strong, heavily, like so, to rotate. But when you place this in between here and fit in like so, so the plunger does not reach the housing. Okay, then this fits in just like so. You see that? Then, because as the magnet is created in this solenoid, it is pulling in. In the process of pulling in, this front fork is pushing out, and as it is pushing out, then that means that our gear will be out like so. Then when after working, this returns up by spring just like so. As it returns up, it is pulling the plunger back in just like so. Okay, then we got to fix them in. So, and even on fixing, you can see as I'm pushing it down to lock it up, it is pulling the plunger. Okay, you see that? As I'm pushing it in, it is pulling the plunger, meaning that is off position, that is on position. So I have my rubber plate here which I should fix too. Just there, and then arrange my nuts just like so, and then bring them in. Always the best option is to first tighten by hand before So now when you fit in this, you got to check that this cable is fitting here, right? And this one is, the bolt is tying with the bottom part. Then you bring this one too also to find out whether it is corresponding with your nut, just like so. Okay, now meaning this nut can go via there and it is tied up clear. Okay, just like so. Then meaning we are going to push these ones right there. Now we apply the two, can raise it a little bit up here. You apply the first one here, you bring its spring back to work, then you rotate it this way, you apply, you bring it up a little bit, you apply the second brush, you bring its spring to work, and then you push it down just like so. So this one here, we are on track. Then remove them, because they are, I think you can see there. so that we don't allow in water. Then we bring our cap. There, okay. Then this one should go via here. And then it locks down. And you push that flat there, and then after pushing that flat there, you tap the flat little bit for the lock to engage in. So after confirming that, that's why I didn't lock these two nuts tight. After confirming that that is the right alignment, then we got to finish this job. By putting the end cover, because now everything is right. Then lastly, we are going to fix the cable winding to solenoid cable. I only apologize where the background goes poor, but I'll fight it in the more upcoming videos. And only put in the required video. So if you are given that guy with any faulty, hope you were clear. Hope the video was clear. And then the next thing to do is to test and fix it in its engine to run the engine, and the engine will run. So now I'm done with everything, but I want to do the test, which is the check 1, 2, and I'll just earth my motor here in this format, and then turn the key. So that's so that the motor is now functioning. Okay, I have not connected the rays, and I don't want to enter air in the system. That's why the check 1, 2 was done just outside that way. And I'm going to disconnect my negative cable again. So we finalize with the engine, and then the guy runs smart. So now finally we got to power on, because my display board key is right here. I've opened everything, so That is the on position. Then we power. That's the machine, guys. However, but I hope you will hear clear as soon as the machine is running. You can see very well clear there, and that's the guy. Final thing is just mounting all this check the last checkup over this guy here, and then we go for a wash clean because he is that. But I want to go further all with that video. Then that's on position because the light is on. This is the oil alert lamp. When the oil is low, it does not light up, and once the gen starts, that lamp goes off. If it keeps on, you just know that the oil has an error. Okay, yeah, you see that? So the oil went off, the oil lamp went off just because it is okay. Then now let's start it, and you see, yeah, pretty cool. So the guy gives a positive results after all that struggle from the starter motor, but hope everything is clear, and I'm only remaining some few bolts here to tighten up, and then we call it a day. Just keep it in mind that I'm hoping you subscribe and you maintain the PPE results. I'll give you that link in the coming video. Thank you. Subscribe. Bye.